Relight my fire, your heart in my own. 10th of May,
Nice.
be the spark, not just the flame. It's Seneca, it's moral, it's letters. Let's also take bold action and stand among those most admired. Okay, so this gets me thinking. I think about two versions of yourself that you've got to impress.
Okay.
One of them is the 10-year-old version of yourself, and one of them is the 85-year-old version of yourself. So it's something that you can do, and this is like a nice journaling exercise as well, so you can write letters. But imagine that you are on your deathbed, you're 85, when you look back at what you're doing now, your day-to-day, your life, the choices that you're making, the relationships, the career, all of the habits. Would your 85-year-old version be proud? Would they be impressed that you've made those choices? Is it going to get you to a place of where you want to be? And flip it, if you were sat in the room with a 10-year-old version of yourself and you said to them, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, would they look up at you and think, oh, we did well? Or would they look up at you and go, what's a CRM?
I like that a lot. That's that thing around the person you are and the person you were hoping to be will one day collide. I've always liked that one. I actually said this too. A sales guy messaged me on LinkedIn a little while ago and asked me, how do I find my why? And we went through a few different things, but then we got on to this point of, well, imagine yourself sat in your rocking chair at 85, looking back at this point in your life now, would you be proud of what you're doing?
Yeah.
And he was like, not really. Maybe that's part of it. And I'm sort of half in, half out. I was like, well, you haven't got any responsibility. Why not just go and find what you're doing? This is probably the other thing, isn't it? It's probably a controversial opinion for a podcast about selling and for salespeople. But just because you're in it doesn't mean you should be. A lot of us have fallen into it and become almost like wage slaves.
Yeah.
And before you know it, right now I've got a bit more responsibility, so I have to stay in the job. So make sure you've done the right things before you have to get there. You've got kids, you've got a mortgage, you've got these different things. Like, really think, is this where I want to be? And can I see a clear path forward with what I want to do with my life in this lane?
Because if you're a young seller, let's say you're in your 20s to 30s and you're thinking, I want to travel, but actually, like, I've got a good career option here. You've got to do the things that you want to do. There are always going to be sales jobs waiting for you.
Yeah.
We know we fell out of university with music degrees and drama degrees, and we know that we could walk into many different sales roles, because if you can talk a little bit, you can get the job. Doesn't mean you're going to be good at the job, but it means you can get the job. I've told you this before, but I spent some time in a monastery, and one of the exercises I did when I was in the monastery was I wrote a letter to a 50-year-old version of myself, and that was 20 years from now. And I'd done a meditation, and it got me thinking when we were talking there. But the meditation was me walking through the fields, and I had a younger version of myself, and I was handing him over to the 50-year-old version. And it's even thinking in like because 50 is 20 years away. It feels like a far time away, but actually it probably is around the corner. So am I doing the things now that are going to get me there, where I need to be? So you've really got to sit down with yourself and work out what do you want to achieve. It also gets me thinking that this quote, be the spark, not just the flame, about not just following the trends. Like, it's great to be inspired, and it's great to do that, but also do your own things. And it gets me thinking, the quote, I think it's Oscar Wilde, and he was, but like about, he said this beautiful thing about like, steal like an artist. So don't copy, don't like go and say like, I'm going to just copy that, but like steal like an artist. And one of the things we did is we heard cold call openers that we liked, but actually we put a bit of our own flair on, a bit of our own personality. So the one that I heard was, you might hate me, it's a sales call, you can hang up, or let me have 30 seconds. And I would say, you might hate me, it's a sales call, I don't know if that makes you want to slam your phone into the wall or let me have 30 seconds. It's just taking something and giving it your own, because everything is a remix.
Yeah, our objection handling framework, which I can maybe get into on another episode, is taken from Socrates. It's like, where did you get it from? Did you come up with it? No, I took Socrates. Socrates went on to therapy as it evolved. People said, I'll take a bit of that and use it in my therapy techniques. We've taken from therapy, and then I followed the train back and said, amazing. This guy, Socrates, invented it. And I should have known, because it was called Socratic questioning.
It was. Yeah. So it's just taking the bits that you like, and that's what we've done with our sales methodology, the ones that we kind of like teach or we'll promote, and we'll go, I like that, but I don't like that. I like that, but I don't like that. And all of a sudden, you've got this amalgamation of stuff that works for you.
So you're going to sing it. I like that. I don't like that.
I like that. I don't like that. So if you're a salesperson, you're like, oh, I love Sandler, or I love Medic, or I love Bant, or I love Challenger. You don't need to like everything. You can take bits and pieces of things that you like and just use them and create your own thing.
Don't specialise, because specialising is for insects.
Wow. I've been Jack Frimpston.
I've been Zach Thompson.
Remember, you will die.
Are you a wasp? Because I'm feeling so hornet right now.